how we're getting here. We are first-time business owners with this. We are not serial entrepreneurs. We've met a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
And good for you. That's what, I'm blown away at the number of serial entrepreneurs there are. When I am done with this one, I don't know if I'll have it in me to do another one. I mean, that's like where it comes down.
Hello, and welcome to Beta Haus.Life, the podcast of Beta Haus Studio. I'm Ben Hedgepath, General Manager, and
I'm Elizabeth Hedgepath, CEO and founder of Beta Haus Studio. I know. It makes me sound really fancy. I really like it. And we have a special guest with us.
Yes.
Those of you who are watching the video have seen her already, but our little dog, Lottie, is in studio with us today, and she is demanding to be perched on my shoulder.
Yes. She's very specific about that location.
Yes, she is. And this is where she likes to nap. So she is trying to lay her little head down and take a nap.
Yeah. So, Elizabeth, what is the purpose of the Beta Haus.Life podcast? Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
I'd like to know that. No, just kidding.
There's a reason.
So, yes, there's always a reason. I don't do things without them. But the main reason for doing this podcast was so that we could help tell the story of Beta Haus Studio, like how it came to be, what we were doing, why we were here, with it being a new idea, a new take on a studio space. I thought we need to be able to explain that to people and what we're doing. But the purpose of the studio, if you go a little deeper, is that we're here for other people to tell their stories. So we need to have other people telling stories on the podcast. Right. So it became this thing of us telling our story, how we're getting here. We are first-time business owners with this. We are not serial entrepreneurs. We've met a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
And good for you. That's what, I'm blown away at the number of serial entrepreneurs there are. When I am done with this one, I don't know if I'll have it in me to do another one. I mean, that's like where it comes down to. Is like, I don't see myself.
I'm having fun.
I am, but I just don't see myself being a serial entrepreneur.
Sure.
It's like this one, like, I'm going to go big and go home.
That's kind of the point, is to be successful.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But not to be like, ooh, I got this one successful, on to the next thing.
Which is going to be your specialized baking store where you do all of the baking.
No.
No? That's not your location in life?
No, it is definitely not my location in life. So far, we have covered a lot of topics. And I'm going to give you guys a little spoiler. We've already actually recorded the guest appearances for this topic set.
The one that we're leading into, right?
Before we're recording this one.
Right.
So we know all the spoilers.
All the secrets that we just won't share right now.
We also know all of the Game of Thrones spoilers. And
even though we never watched the show.
Spoilers. So
we did watch Marvel. We did not watch Game of Thrones.
We're going to try to be really good and give no spoilers today.
Okay,
so
sure.
We're going to try to on any of those. So you're safe. But today, this is a whole new topic. We just got off of Hard Turns, and Hard Turns was great. I loved that one.
4 great episodes.
Yeah. And then we've got so many more coming up, too, that I'm really, really, really excited about, and some of which we've already recorded for that section, too, that chapter. So, but this chapter right here plays into our story so much, because today we're talking about location. And you can open a business anywhere. It is physically possible.
True.
You could go to Antarctica and open a business there if you wanted to.
And you'll have like 18 people.
But they'll probably be dedicated, because there's not a whole lot to do.
Good repeat customers.
Yeah. You got a strong client base of those 18.
Yeah.
And I bet you can probably set up a pretty strong online presence too there, because people would be like, look at this guy. He's in Antarctica. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. But every location is not the best for your business.
Right.
Even though you can. And so sometimes you may have an idea in one spot and life moves you to another, and it could be better, it could be worse. It's not all spots are equal in that way. I'm not saying certain neighborhoods are better or worse than others. I'm just saying that each one has their own flavor.
And you probably shouldn't set up, I don't know, let's say a skate shop in the middle of a retirement community.
Probably not a good idea unless you're going after the grandkid
Right.
You know, it's all in your angle.
Yeah.
I bet you might be able to get them to buy presents for their grandkids, especially if you sell safety gear.
Yeah. But there's locations that make sense with businesses, and there's other ones that just don't.
And in our story in particular, you know, this idea came to me back, and it's like, I realized this, like, how many years, it's like getting further and further, even though it doesn't feel like it's that far. The idea came to me in 2016, and we were in Louisville, which, not a small town.
No.
Not,
million plus people.
You know, has a good, you know, I would have had a great client base. I would have been able to make this work.
With a bunch of people we already knew.
All of the ideas to do it. Like, we even had a vision for, like, how we were going to set it up and what it was going to look like. I still have this, like, picture in my head of
studio
this
downstairs, living upstairs.
Possibly, or the offices were upstairs. There were different ways depending on how big the place was.
Right.
Hi,
puppy.
Lottie just shook. But that wasn't what was in our life, what was coming. And with moving cross country, that all got put on hold. And I'm not upset that that got put on hold. Because it gave me time to think about it. I mean, make ideas a lot more solid and be really ready to hit this market a little bit better. You know, plus learning a new city.
Yeah.
I mean, moving to San Diego, moving to Southern California. I still think about this and like, holy crap. I opened a recording studio in Southern California.
You moved from North Central Kentucky to open a recording studio in SoCal.
What the heck do I know? I mean, you know, it's like that feeling, like you look at yourself and you go, you question about that. You know, that location changed that completely.
Right.
Yeah, in Kentucky, I was like the only YouTuber I knew.
Right.
I was the expert in my like circle and everything. And it was like, opening there would have been different. And then coming here and it's like, oh my.
Yeah.
Who am I compared to these people? And you have to realize that you do have a knowledge base. You do know things. You are, and I have come through that, but I still sit back in awe at it and go, oh my, with all of it, just because it is. It's fun. Huge.
It's big and it's fun.
It's so much bigger than I would have anticipated.
Right.
Even though right now, physically, it is small.
Right.
But just the other day, on Thursday, in this location, I had no trouble getting an intern here. And Jeremiah comes in and does some things with us, or Jay. I'm still getting used to it. He's decided he wants to go by a different name. And
a smaller section of his name.
Yeah, it's a nickname on his name, but I'm not used to calling him that, so I'm still adjusting. But everybody was in. You were in, I was in, and everybody was working on important stuff. And I'm like, our office isn't big enough. I did not have a desk or a computer.
Right.
Because Jay was using my computer.
And you were on your iPad.
And so I got on my iPad to do a little bit, but it was kind of like, we're out of desks.
Right.
And
Pretty quickly.
I got to sit in the guest chair, which is not a very, like, think doctor's office waiting room, the uncomfortable ones. That's the guest chair. Now, I could have come over here, but it was kind of set up for recording.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Lauren was in.
Lauren was in.
There was somebody recording.
We had somebody in the studio. The office was full.
Every spot was taken.
Yeah.
Quite literally in our little space.
Fun problem to have.
Yeah, and now it has me thinking about, as we're getting ready to move locations.
To our permanent location.
Yeah.
For downtown.
Which is really cool. That's coming. Do we already need more space? Because Nate's planning on sticking on. Jay is still going to be on. You and I are still going to be on.
It'd be weird if we left.
Nick is possibly coming around more regularly too.
Right.
I'm seriously wondering if we need a bigger office space.
I don't know.
You know, and it's like, those are the CEO things that have to go through my mind.
That's the good thing about us working in a co-working space, though.
It's easy to add on space. It is very, very easy. But thinking that through so that I'm ready for it, you know, we have clients starting to come in, you know.
And possibly long-term, multi-month type of setups, And that's cool.
You know, making those so that I haven't hamstringed us for growth.
Right.
You know, like, no, I want to make sure we're ready and I'm allowing for that growth.
How many co-working spaces were there in Louisville?
I don't know because I never researched that. I'm not guessing there are that many. There's probably a few.
Right.
I'm not going to say there's 0, but it wasn't part of my world then.
No. And the area of town we would wanted to have set this up in Louisville as guaranteed air traffic because of the location of the airport.
Yeah, because I was thinking around Bardstown Road, that area. So we would have had to deal with some soundproofing things, which is crazy because of how we sit. Even though there are planes that do come over, we're in the area.
Right now we're 10 stories up in the air, but you just don't hear them
because of the exact way we sit and the land sits. If you were to go east about 3/4 of a mile from here, it would be totally different.
Yeah. Or north.
Yeah. Either way, 3/4 of a mile, it changes completely. Yeah, and that's another thing with location. Like, there's side note, like, totally just thought about this. There's a super cool space that I would love to work in up near Point Loma in that area with Liberty Station. So cool.
Yeah.
It, like, it drips coolness, okay? That's, like, where it is.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to up my cool level just a little bit. But the air traffic noise, like we were just talking about,
it's horrendous.
It's an old naval base, right? Naval?
Pretty much,
I think it's naval. I am not great with my armed forces.
It's naval.
Okay. We would almost have to be in a bunker.
Right.
Of some sort, underground.
Because the airplanes are so loud.
That close. And so that location, even though it would like be so cool, and pictures there and everything would look incredible,
it's not the right space.
Fighting that noise would be unreal.
Yeah.
So knowing that, it's like, oh, that one kind of takes it off the market for us. Now, are there other creative agencies that are there and like doing incredible? Oh, yeah.
But they don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
No audio issues.
Like there's like a comic making company, not like just a comic book selling store. There's a comic book selling store there.
There's
really cool.
a comic museum there too.
Yeah. Which for our San Diego makes 100% sense. So that's one of the things with location locally. But then also you're bringing up Louisville in the nationwide sense. You know, let's think about different cities. Do I want this to grow everywhere? Yes, because I really feel like there should not be barriers to people creating incredible content for the web.
Right.
And that is one of the things we want to take down. That is one of my biggest missions with this.
Yeah.
Is taking down barriers to really democratize content.
Right.
Not demonetize, democratize. Those are two very different things. So that you don't have to have the equipment. You don't have to buy all of this.
Right.
You can come in and get your message recorded and get it out there in a quality way without blowing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right.
We don't live in that world anymore.
No. Well, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago too, and when it was Earth Day rolling through, the minerals, the elements that go into making tech and touchable screens and that sort of thing, those are very limited. And to have tech share everywhere, regardless of, that's something we're going to need to look into, and that's part of what makes us us.
And going back all the way to episode 3. Okay, going back, I was talking with Sarah Osborne.
Right.
Her husband is a YouTuber. He understands all of this. They're in Owensboro, Kentucky, though.
Right.
Which is also, Wheezy Waiter does some stuff there because that's where his wife's from. So there's several YouTubers that kind of have a connection to there. But the city of itself right now wouldn't be ready for something like this.
No.
That location wouldn't be great. 5 years, probably be totally different.
Right.
But not
as
right
downtown
now.
Comes more and more to life down there, and things are, there's up and coming areas.
So another location thing to think about in that as getting ready to grow. And I mean, thinking about all the different locations, even just here in San Diego, that we're considering and I'm looking at and weighing out pros and cons about where to move to next. And we have a list. There is, I know where I want to go, and am very straightforward with where we're going next on those. But then sometimes the order, is a little bit fluid, and finding out, maybe this one needs to be before this one, or where that needs to go. I love being downtown.
I do too.
I think for what we're doing right now, this has been a beautiful fit.
Right.
For our time in life. Could we have done this in North County? Oh, yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
Totally could have done it in North County. Totally could have done it even in East County, I think.
Right.
It would have been easier in North County than East County.
Yeah.
Just from outside appearances and perspectives on that. But with where our family is right now, with 3 kids, this location makes more sense for where we are right now.
Right. It allows, if we were living in East County and had the location here, it would drastically take away from our family time.
Oh, huge.
Yeah. We would lose the ability to be with our kids.
Yeah. Jay comes here straight from school.
Yeah.
And works in the afternoon, putting together his videos. He's trying to launch a channel right now in the gaming niche. And that takes a lot of work. And so he's working on a lot of front end stuff. Like, it hasn't launched yet.
Yeah.
And
we'll let you know when it does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll put it out there for you. He's having a lot of fun with it. But that location has allowed them to be able to, they can walk, ride their bikes to and from school, except for Grace. Grace is too far.
Right.
We do have to pick her up. She's only 12, and I don't trust a girl to walk through Balboa Park by herself.
No.
Not a good idea in my book.
No, not so much.
Not at her age.
But they can get pretty much anywhere they need to get to. And there's lots of resources at hand this summer. Once everything starts up at the rec center,
oh yeah,
they can go have fun up there. I mean, we're in a walkable neighborhood. We have lots of fun stuff around for the kids. It's easy access to work, stores, for groceries, because we don't really do shopping.
Yeah.
And whatever we might need is pretty much at hand.
Oh yeah.
Where we are. Will we always want that? To a degree, yeah. But in reality, we've only got camera time here. We've only got 6 years.
Yeah.
Until our youngest is 18, and
less than that now.
Yeah. So
it's under 6.
It's less than 6 now. Yeah. And so the reality of the nature of how we live is going to be changing too, and that may change our location.
And we're flexible with that.
Yeah.
Oh, we had some fun daydreaming over the weekend too about our beach house not this past weekend,
our superfluous extra beach house.
Yeah, we don't even have a regular house that we own yet, but I might as well go ahead and start planning the beach house, right? You know,
sure. Set those goals.
Yeah. And how many bedrooms, what kind of exterior we would want.
My jet pool.
Yeah, a jet pool and a regular pool, because I want to have some play and lounge area too with one.
Yeah.
The ocean's too cold to get in, so I can look at the ocean, be in my pool. World is good. And then if we were going crazy, like I even said, no kitchen.
Right.
Like, at least not a kitchen I use.
Right.
It's basically like there's a snack station.
Well, even as we rolled up and down, because she was roller skating, I was longboarding. Even as we were rolling up and down the boardwalk, I would even say, I mean, it's the same beach, but it's not the same beach.
No, it's very different feels.
Yeah, I mean, going from South Mission up through Pacific, those are all very different areas. And then Ocean Beach is very different from all of them, even though it's still just the West Coast San Diego beach.
Yeah.
They're all very different areas. And for me, I don't want to be up around Mission Beach. It's too full. There's too many people.
There were some pockets that were not as full.
Right, and those are a lot of the rentals and VRBO, type of stuff. But even the way you relax, location matters.
Yeah.
So
that goes into planning, like if you can't get to a place, you can relax too. When choosing location.
Right.
Something that needs to be in the list of considerations. We're fortunate that we're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Getting to a place to relax isn't really that difficult.
It's super easy. You want to go chill out in the desert and have some quiet? Done. You want to go to the ocean and just listen to the waves crash and the seagulls pester you for your snacks? Done. It's there. It's easy. And we have amazing parks in town.
Yeah.
You go hike a canyon if you want to. It's all here.
Lots of choices.
But even if that's not your situation where you're listening to this right now, you've likely got something where you can go out and find your spot. If it's a trail or a pond to go fish at or whatever, or in the garage, you can find your spot to go chill out and relax. And your location changes your, your state of being. That's what we want. Big puppy yawn mouth noises in the microphone.
Hey, she's awake. She's at least giving the camera a good shot right now.
Yep.
Looking great.
Yep.
So all in all, I mean, not a huge episode because we're going to let everybody else lengthwise talk on the upcoming one. Yeah, this is, the lead in on this. But I would love to know what you guys have found for a location. I'm going to really throw it out to our listeners out here. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram. We'll have this posted on YouTube.
LinkedIn.
Yeah. So leave comments on those spots and let us know, what location is meant for you, on what, making decisions. Did you make a good decision for location? Did you make a bad decision? We can learn from all kinds. Sometimes we make bad decisions for locations. We were blessed with a beautiful place when we came out here to live in that was small, but living out where we were made it difficult for life rhythms for us. And so that was the thing with location. So sometimes locations can be great. Sometimes they can be a challenge.
Do you want to be close to family, far away from family?
We are definitely not close to family anymore.
2,200 miles away.
And we
love our family. Yeah. We didn't move away because of family. But no, there's, location makes a lot of, but is it proximity to your workplace important? Kids' school is important. Shopping is, entertainment stuff. Is that what's important? Let us know what matters the most to you for location. And we can have a little conversation about that see what kind of hits the top marks the most as far as what matters most for location.
So that is it for today. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, as well as to hit that bell notification so that you can know when new episodes go up, which, if you haven't noticed, is every Monday.
Every Monday.
So that's when our new episodes go up. So you can be watching for those. So we will see you next episode. Bye.
Bye.